I hope you're well. So in today's video, I'm going to talk about how I sit down every year and get all my thoughts out and decide what planner I'm going to use for the next year. As I'm doing it myself and getting all my thoughts out, hopefully I can help you and give you some inspiration of something to do that will help you make your decision. So around the time of the Erin Condren planner launch, the main launch, which happens around May, it is for the planners released that run from July to June. They have their main launch, they show their new theme, their new layouts and all that there, and that is when I sit down and write out all my thoughts of everything I want. This year they had the floral launch with MCC and I sat down and did my list again. So I had, what do I need from my planners? And then this year I specifically had a load of things that I wanted to write down about. I wrote that I was tired of my stickers being in drawers, lots of different systems, and I'm over trying to buy a Happy Planner punch because I had initially wanted to try using a Happy Planner punch and punching the side of a sticker sheet and putting them in this bound, and that just didn't work. I wrote the theme for a desktop planner, sticker sheet / flora book. I every year have a theme in my the planner that I keep for life basically, and I use all my stickers in it and I go nuts and I go all out. So then 2020 every week I used a different sticker sheet from Erin Condren, and then this year I'm using different washies with Etsy stickers, and I don't really have as tight a theme this year, to be honest. And next year I was considering having a flora theme, and I've actually bought 3 flora books because that's what I had in my head, but I don't know if I'm definitely going to do that or not. I'll see. I wrote I want a new L-shaped planner desk / shelf, washi organisation / storage. I really struggled with this, and I'm pleased to say that I have found the perfect solution. Etsy sticker storage solution needs to be different than EC albums. It's the same thing as up there. I have found that. Need new sticky notes and a storage solution. Why did I write that? No, I don't need new sticky notes. Must have decided I needed that at the time, but that didn't happen and I don't care. Further de-stash. So that's more like of a list of getting things out of my head, but this kind of thing was what I'm going to do now, and it's listing out my needs from a planner. And then what I do is I go along that list and apply that list to the planners I'm thinking of getting. And it's sort of like whichever planner ticks off the most. So it just kind of gets everything out of my brain and helps me know my own mind, really. Hope I explained that okay. But if you still don't understand, I'm going to now actually do the process again. Now that the softbound planners have been released, and now that it's getting close to the time, I usually buy them in the November Black Friday sale, so it's getting close to the time where I actually buy my planners for next year. So I want to just do this list again and see, you know, maybe my needs will be a little different. Like I said, seasons change, times change, you think about things and so on. So let us get started and do the list. Okay, that's my list out of my head. So now the next stage in the process is to sit and review it, and I'm actually going to compare this list, seeing as I've now done 2, this more up-to-date one compared to what I had put at planner launch. So let's go back into this. So I currently use a A5 horizontal softbound because I like the size of the A5 initially, and I always used a horizontal functionally. It never bothered me. But towards the end of the year, there was no room, and I ended up trying a daily duo just to see what I would think of it. So, but then I missed my weekly overview. So now I use a combination of the daily duo and the A5 horizontal, but I know that I don't want to continue doing that. So I had previously put the ability to change it up and keep it fresh. Neutral is preferred, but not essential. Colour for brightens up spread without stickers. Potential for a different spread layout to horizontal to give more space. Ability to combine planners for simplification, YouTube and budget, I'd put. So here I have ability to schedule my day, a weekly overview based on trying those daily, space for to-dos, and both of them are available in the daily. Not too big. I need 7x9 max, so I wouldn't be using this 8x10 as a functional planner, and combine it with work. And the thing about combining it with work is that it really has become, the daily has become so functional, because they're not afraid to scribble. I end up scribbling things, you know, like you're on a meeting and you scribble in a section of it. And sometimes that annoys me when I look back on it, because, I mean, not that it's the end of the world, it's supposed to be a functional planner, but at the end of the day, it being nice to look at and use is part of the fun for me. So, for work, I had structure and scheduling and a to-do list. So I have that here, but it's basically under functional because it's in my brain and I've combined them at the minute. Separate book for minutes and note taking. I have this actually, whole thing, which is full of 4 notebooks in my bag or on my desk. And if I need to take notes, I do it in here. But I don't like having 2 separate things either. Anyway, and portable, and the A5 is portable, the Daily Duo is portable, and this is portable, but again, I don't want so many. So they're my thoughts when it comes to them. My thoughts when it comes to the desktop, which is my decorative planner, this one, beautiful. This is something I keep for life. I look back on. It's not just planner for me, and to be honest, yes, I could cut it out and still function properly with a functional planner, but it's what, like I said, it's my hobby, and I love being able to look back on it. So beautiful, neutral, and this is definite because if you know me, I'm a real neutral lover, specifically cool tones, greys, purples, greens, blues, etc. Room to journal, and that's where I had really wanted to get away from this horizontal theme, because, for example, let me find it, I went away on a birthday weekend and wanted to write about the experience, and ended up having to do it in this way and put like a sticky pocket in to have a space to do it. But for me, like, if you had the horizontal, you could put your plans at the side of the horizontal, the way it's laid out. Hold on, let me show you in case you don't know. This is the horizontal, but it would be bigger. It would be 8x10. So you would have maybe at the side, you could put your go to the gym, get dye test, whatever it is. And then you would have a section to journal. That was my idea. However, unfortunately, with the very frustrating softbound planners, instead of just releasing it in 7x9 in all the options, they only release specific ones. For example, horizontal, it only comes in A5, and hourly is only colourful, and the vertical planner here that's neutral is pretty much your only option if you want neutral, and that's the way it is with Flora. And then Flora theme, could add washi and Etsy stickers, which I probably will, because if I just use solely Flora, I'll get bored. And then I have down here that I want a meal and budget plan, which is new, and I don't think I want to have a completely separate planner, a budget planner and a meal planner, because part of my aim, and I want to write here, is simplification. Because as much as I love planning, as soon as it becomes a chore and a bit of a pain, well, that's when you stop. And I don't like meal planning and budget planning anyway at the best of times. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to write a list of the planners that I have in mind that might fit these needs. And then I still have a bit of time. It's still October, and I have, like I said, I usually buy them at Black Friday, so I can make my final decision then. So what I'll do now is I will, hold on. So, potential planners. Okay, so we have the option for functional of either an 7x9 coiled hourly, because that covers the ability to schedule your day. It has a weekly overview. It has space for to-dos at the bottom. It's not too big, 7x9 max, and I could technically add work into that same planner. I would probably need to have an additional little notebook though for the whole not afraid to scribble space for notes thing. So that's option one. The other option I had thought about is actually a daily. It has the ability to schedule my day. I like the fact that it's the fresh start. I have space for to-dos, not too big. Might be easier to combine it with work because I will have really loads of space per day. And again, what I just mentioned applies about it being portable. I can just bring this and do scribbly notes in a notebook. But if you're thinking then, how does that cover the weekly overview? What I was thinking is they've released this thing. It's I want it in the colour slate, and it's a planner folio. And it's like a vegan leather thing that lays flat. And you can put a notebook in it. So I was thinking I could put the notebook in it that has my weekly overview. So I could use that as kind of my pre-planner. Then I would have my daily. And then on the other side, you can actually have a smaller notebook that's long, and that would cover the ability to be able to have a shopping list. And in the weekly overview, I could include meal planning if I want to incorporate that. So that's an option too. Work planner, again, I don't think I'm going to have it separate. All I really need is the scribbly notes. And if I want to put in the schedule, I can combine that into my functional. And the more I think about it, really, my schedule is digital when it comes to work. So it can be a choice that if I want to write it down in my day, I can maybe put in the main meetings. I have a notebook with me, which I might get an A5 dot grid notebook and do scribbly notes in it and all that there. I could buy one per project or whatever, I don't know. And then use the Microsoft Outlook like I do now for the real schedule of my day, rather than getting a specific planner and ending up leaving half the pages blank, which is what happened in the past when I had a work planner. Yeah, so work, let's just put that in. I think I've made my decision with it. It's going to be digital for scheduling and a notebook. And actually, to be honest, I think that's going to be it, full stop. Don't think I'll put it in my functional planner anymore, and then it'll take away that whole kind of scribbling everywhere annoyance that I find that I don't want to look at all day. Digital scheduling and A5 dot grid. Put a wee tick there because that's a definite. Desk planner. My fancy keep it all year. This is the one I have went back and forward. It's been driving me insane. I have, hold on, this is my 2020 desktop planner. I'm able to look back and see what I was doing, and it just makes me so happy to have. And it's my whole year in review of 2020. At the end of the year, I'm going to have this completed. We're near at the end now. Hold on, I don't want to lose my place because normally it'll take ages to find it. And I love the fact that I'm going to have these. They're the exact same size. I'm going to put a shelf up, and there'll be that consistency of the one I'm keeping, and I can just picture them all stacked in a row. But I really do want to try something else, because that's 2 years in a row that I've had to go for a vertical layout in order to get horizontal. And I don't want to compromise and get colourful, because I know that that'll annoy me more, because I'll just end up covering it up to suit my, as you can see, this is blue and grey, and I can pick my own colour scheme. Whereas if I had a colourful, you'd have a colour band along the top, you'd have like maybe, I can't remember what the colourfuls look like this year, if you do actually have mid-century circles in the corner. So I could go with, they're well, first of all, there is no horizontal 8x10. So for consistency of using the same planner and getting to change the layout, that's not going to happen. So my options are, I could get an hourly, which would be something different. I could really go to town scheduling out my memories in the day, although I wouldn't necessarily have space to journal. It would change it up for me to have something different, and I could have the kind of like unneat functional version of the daily or the hourly that would, on my desktop planner, then I would be doing the same thing, but I would be doing it decoratively. Whether I happen to that week fill it out during the week or leave it to the end of the week and do it like a memory planner. So the only thing is with that, the outside of the planner, because you only have limited options. I mean, I'm not 100% keen on this, but you know, compared to the charcoal grey of last year, but it's okay and I don't mind it. However, I am not living with a pink planner with a big flower on it. It's just not my taste. So really, if I want to stick with a consistency and I want the inside to be neutral, my only option again is to have the vertical layout, and the outside of it is a purple, flora purple, and it does have a big flower on it. I wish they had just made it purple, but again, I could live with that. So that is option one. It would have the consistency of, like I said, all my wee planners in a row. I do love this planner. I love the fact it lies flat. The size for a memory type planner is great, and it is flora neutral, which I think is stunning. So the only sacrifice I really would be making is having to put up with a vertical layout again, and I could just make it work. So as you can see, I'm leaning towards that now. I like think of all the options and talk myself into it. So vertical, I could just think, well, stuff it, the layout's important to me and I'm tired of compromising that layout, and get a coiled flora horizontal planner, and it would just be 7x9. The only thing is I would be giving up that consistency of having them all the same every year, and I don't know, but I'm still going to write it down and continue to think about it. And if they ever released different options in neutral, like say they released the horizontal planner in this size, and I had like this random 2022 that was different than all my other years, that would probably bug me. But I'm going to write it down anyway and think about it, because I'm very tempted. But I just don't know. I'm going to write it down anyway and see. So horizontal flora coiled. It did help you in some way. And that before this, maybe it did seem like, yes, okay, fair enough, I've only made one decision. But you want to see how many I had on my list for each of them before I sat and did this list and reread my other list. And I just find this so beneficial. And now that I have narrowed that down, you know, let's face it, it's likely going to be this planner again for the consistency with the purple front. Have you made your decision for your planner yet? If you haven't, why don't you give this a go and let me know, and hopefully it really helps you. And take care, and I'll speak to you all soon.